because of course they do. Because of course they do. I have had a lot of you guys ask me to talk about this whole Leia slapping Luke in the face, them rewriting history. And you know what? I can confirm they have been trying to. I bought this shirt a couple years ago, probably. Maybe last year, right before Last Jedi came out. This princess saves herself. Right there. And it even has her in different letters. And or in different color, right? They are, I can confirm, they are trying to rewrite and force their feminization here on the new idiot masses who are coming into Star Wars not knowing anything and who just want to jump on girl power, whammon, whatever SJW NPC sort of garbage nonsense they're trying to market at us. Hello everyone, I am Mecha42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and yes, I can confirm they are. And why do I keep this shirt? Because it is kind of a reminder of being a little more naive to the movement, being kind of like, oh, that's a cute shirt, I love Princess Leia, and not being aware what it actually represents when I bought it. And rest assured, this shirt probably won't make a whole lot of appearances on the channel. I just wanted to kind of point out that it is very easy for them to sneak in this sort of SJW marketing agenda to the masses. On clothing, on merch, on people who are just like, oh yeah, I want a new Star Wars shirt. I don't have any new Star Wars shirts. I need a new one. I'll buy that. That's cute. But seriously though, let's take a look at this Mary Sue article. Also, let's take a look at the clip. There's a couple of clips. We're loving this Star Wars short. It makes Leia even more of a badass. Well, she already was. You didn't need to make her into this something that she's not. She was a badass, but she had respect for everybody around her. That's why she was a good leader. Not because she was a horrible, disrespectful cunt to Luke. Seriously, she was a little bitchy to Han, but he was a little bit bitchy to her, so he was a little bit of a player, he was a little bit of a schmoozer, a little bit of a hound, so, and that's how it used to be. A guy hits on a woman, she gives it right back to him, she gives him the little snark and whatever, because that was normal in society, that people could flirt and interact. And come to an understanding, people might be a little bit better and a little more complex than their surface level emotions. Not today, however. Not in today's non-player character NPC SJW culture. We have this sort of message. I don't even want to read their interview. I don't even want to read their article here. Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures is the latest adorable way that Star Wars has been trying to force its female power and agenda on young boys and kids of all ages and genders or whatever, who might not have the attention span to sit through a lengthy Star Wars flick. If they don't want to sit through Star Wars, maybe it's not their thing. Maybe show them My Little Pony. Maybe show them Care Bears. Maybe show them, maybe give them a tablet and have them go play Roblox. Maybe Star Wars isn't for them. Did you ever think of that? That's another thing that really pisses me off, is that they're trying to force Star Wars on people who probably don't like it, who probably wouldn't like it. Same thing with Star Trek, same thing with all this shit. One of the most recent ones features Leia in all her glory fighting off stormtroopers as she escapes from the Death Star with Luke and Han. It's epic, adorable, and definitely angering the men who think Star Wars is now emasculating their heroes. Oh, it's angering me too. I'm wearing this shirt ironically to make fun of you people. That's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing here. So let's take a look at the clip here. Oh, Lord. So yeah, we know this scene when they escape. Oh, I should probably show the original or the whole thing.
I'm here to rescue you.
She didn't do that. She didn't have that facial expression. She looked at him and she had this like, hey, yeah, let's go. Thank you. Sort of. She didn't look like, seriously, you're just a man. You just have a penis. What do I want with you, right? And then they blast their way out. Are they confusing this with Spaceballs? They're trying to make Star Wars Spaceballs. We already got one. I have it. It's on my shelf.
In the Galaxy of Adventures, sometimes the princess does the rescuing.
That's it. Shit. Seriously. See, and they've been pushing this agenda. Like I said, I bought this shirt probably right before The Last Jedi came out. They have been pushing this agenda. Don't think they haven't been. And I kind of keep this as a reminder of just the insanity that we have been going through with Star Wars. They're just trying to rewrite it. I'm a woman and this is offensive. You don't slap Luke Skywalker. You don't be so disrespectful to him. We already have him drinking the blue sea milk, titty milk, whatever the hell, from the monster on Hawk 2 or whatever the fuck. It's like, seriously, you named your island after the sound people make when they clear up snot from the back of their throat. Not a smart decision, for sure. Oh, this shit. As you can see, it's mostly what happens in the movie, except it doesn't. Except it's more of what happens in Spaceballs. It's much more of what happens in Spaceballs. I don't even want to finish this. Is there more? Is there more to this that she does wrong? Oh, God. And she's making Luke into, like, the idiot. Like, oh, I know what I'm doing. You just sit there and have your mouth flap in the breeze. He shot my hair! You're turning this into Spaceballs! What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Somebody has to save our skins.
Yes, it's a little more violent and slapsticky and cartoony, and it still has that sort of Cal Art speaking out of the side of their mouth shit that I hate so much. It looks like Steven Universe and the new She-Ra and all these garbage, shitly animated stuff. And I know there's people who like Steven Universe. I just, it's not my thing. I'm sorry, it's not.
In the Star Wars
In the Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures, we rewrite it. Yeah, as you can see, it's mostly what happens in the movie. Leia takes charge of her own rescue. Then there's some added humor. No, you misspelled humiliation wrong. Again, with Luke, a farm boy who's never really fought with a blaster or staged an escape from a fascist organization. Struggling a little, but that makes sense. Well, the way they showed it in the movie makes sense. Now you're making him into this bumbling idiot that he wasn't. He wasn't. And now you're going to brainwash this whole new idiot mentality of little girls out there and women, apparently. Women like Geek Girl Diva, apparently. These sort of people who don't know anything, right? The Galaxy of Adventures Leia cartoon shows Leia doing things she didn't do in the film, just like the other Galaxy of Adventures cartoon shows the other characters things that they didn't do in the film. Somehow, all the others didn't get the vitriol this one has. That's because this is the only one that we've paid attention to. We haven't watched this shit. I don't watch this shit. I'm a grown adult. I already have Star Wars. It's not animated, all right? Like, there's 3 good Star Wars movies. They're not animated. I've seen them. I don't need to rewatch a cartoon, and this is why. This is why nobody's talking about it, because it was probably mostly harmless, mostly a bunch of just stupid crap that they animated in a bunch of slapstick. But this one is more insulting because of the way they've treated Luke Skywalker in the previous movies. Or in the previous movie, anyway. Like, well, I guess they barely even showed him in Force Awakens, so that was another kind of, fuck you to Luke Skywalker. This shit, though, like, God. And Geek Girl Diva is one of the worst of them. I know I've talked about her on my channel back like when I initially changed over my content to talking about the crazy stuff I see online, the social justice idiocy that's going on that doesn't even make sense in modern intelligent society, which we don't have anymore. We've been getting dumber and dumber for the past, couple of decades, and or more than that, probably. Of course, because this is a Star Wars project that features women in power and kicking ass, several denizens of Twitter have crawled out of the woodwork to let everyone know how offensive they find it that Leia is portrayed as a hero who doesn't need rescuing by Luke or Han. Despite this being a stylized cartoon for children, it's meant to be funny and encourage young girls to get into the franchise. Girls liked it anyway. Girls don't want... Okay, here's the thing. I don't want my little girls, if I had any, to see somebody slapping a guy in the face just because he's a guy. Do you understand why that might be offensive? What if the roles were reversed? What if they came in and rescued her and they're like, oh, you're just a woman. Backhand to her face, right? Do you imagine how offensive that would be? No, but it's okay to gang up and bully men in society because that's the flavor of current racism and sexism, right? That's the flavor of the month. It is no different than people being offended that their kids were listening to colored music. in the 50s. It's the same type of organized and accepted racism and sexism that we've always had in society. And you're just so stupid, Geek Girl Diva and Mary Sue and you people, you're just so stupid, you don't understand. It's the same damn thing. We go through what's accepted to be prejudiced against in society every few decades, and I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of this shit. This is why I speak out against it. This is why I keep this shirt as kind of a relic of the starting point. Because like I said, this shirt came out, this is a Kohl's shirt. I think it was a Kohl's exclusive right before The Last Jedi, when all of like the Last Jedi merchandising was coming out. And yeah, she did initiate quite a lot and help in her own rescue. She did, sure. She also respected the people around her for the most part, except when Han got a little too flirtatious, she gave it right back to him, like you do if you're a strong woman. You don't physically assault people who are there to rescue you. I'm sorry, you don't. Yes, the series Luke shows, in the series it shows Luke lighting up the Skywalker saber and immediately doing backflips on his newfound acrobatic skills during an animated look at the beast-spin battle he had with Vader. The problem is apparently that Leia doing pretty much the exact same thing is pretty much doing exactly what she did in the original trilogy. No, she's not. And you know what? I'll complain about that too. I haven't watched it. I'll complain about that too. He didn't have that sort of force powers. You're trying to retcon that he was a Mary Sue, basically, is what you're trying to do. You're trying to retcon. See, he's the same as Rey. He had his powers immediately too. No. That's not what happened. Watch the actual movies. I know they keep re-editing them every few years to add new things and sneak new shit in there. But there's some really good despecialized editions out there. You can find the original trilogy unaltered. It's not that difficult. Don't put up with this shit. Proof of Lucasfilm's misandry was a quote from one disgruntled. It is true. This is all this is. Mary Sue is just misandry. That's all they are. Another stated it was lessons of extreme feminism, revisionist and OT stories, and emasculation of a classic male character. Yeah, it is. It kind of is. You're further emasculating a classic male character. We're tired of this is why we're speaking out. We're tired of this shit. You guys have been taking shots at males and white males for far too long, and I'm just tired of this sort of. I'm tired of the conflict. I'm tired of this organized hatred that these people tend to have for one sex or gender over another, when clearly the only reason to hate anybody is due to their own actions and an individual case, right? And still, you probably shouldn't hate anybody, but that's kind of how I see it. I don't hate people blindly based on their gender, sexual orientation, color of their skin, none of that shit. That stuff's irrelevant. What really, really matters, the true reason to hate somebody, is when they do shit like this. When they their actions, their hatred in their heart. That's it. And still, don't hate anybody. Don't hate anybody. I might be a little moody today because of all this shit. I mean, if I'm a Disney shill, I'd really like that first paycheck now, please and thank you. Okay. There's been some people who have a problem with the definition of the word shill. You can shill for things. Let's see. An accomplice of a hawker, a gambler, or swindler who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others. You do realize what shill means, right? Shill does not necessarily mean you work for Disney. It means you are shilling for their product because you want to. It doesn't mean you're being paid by them. All right? Seriously, it's basically saying, oh, I like Star Wars, therefore you need to like Star Wars too, and I'm going to do anything I can to shill for them. So before you react to something, maybe learn the definition of something. Who wrote this? Which idiot wrote this? Kate Gardner. Okay, I've dealt with her bullshit before. So, if you're going to be a writer for the Mary Sue, maybe look up the definition of the word shill. Please, seriously. The problem isn't that Disney is changing things to make the OT a bit more cartoony for the medium. The problem is that this is a short design to make Leia even more appealing heroine than she already was. No, the problem is that they are taking shots and literally slapping Luke in the face. That is the problem. That is the hugest problem here. You are literally slapping your hero in the face For what? For what? Leia was already a strong character. We already liked her. You don't need to make her better. Okay? I mean, maybe retconning what Rian Johnson did to her character by making her pretty much useless. That might be part of it. That might be where we start. But no, you don't need to make her stronger and better because she was already pretty badass. Leia took charge in her rescue in 77, but because the film features Luke swinging her across the gaping chasm, and the short takes a more humorous look at what happens before that, those two already hate Disney's SJW propaganda, are angry. All right, she wouldn't have the upper body strength. That's you know, the film features Luke swinging her across the gaping chasm, right? Because males. I'm gonna give you a little lesson, okay? Males are genetically designed to be stronger in their upper body. Women are more quick and have better balance, usually, and they're lighter on their feet. Men tend to have more strength behind them. They can hold on to things. They can carry, lift. It's genetics. It's not women can do anything better than men. Shit. No, it's basic genetics. Go to school. You might learn something. Stop texting. You might actually learn something. Star Wars has in the past been more about white men. Fuck you. I'm tired of hearing that shit. The playing field is starting to even out with characters like Rey, Finn, Poe, and Rose and Jin. Oh, so we got another brown-haired British girl. Another one, and Leia was initially doing a British accent, by the way. So we have another white, brown-haired girl. Finn, which one was Finn? The token. He's the token black guy in this series because he really doesn't do anything. Poe, another white male, so we can't have that. Rose, token Asian girl who doesn't really do anything. Jin, another brown-haired British girl, white brown-haired British girl with pretty much the same face and same hair and as all the others in this franchise. And Cassian, but we still have to, and who really cares that much about Rogue One anyway? It's kind of like its own thing. Also, thank you for being a brand new subscriber. Forgot to turn off my notification sounds because we were playing some clips of this series. She goes on to say, I love Luke Skywalker, and I have ever since he first tossed his lightsaber to the side in the ultimate act of heroic compassion. Seeing a joke. Wait. Okay, so he tosses lightsaber. I'm getting all these notifications popping up now. You're probably hearing it over the microphone. She loved Luke Skywalker since he first tossed his lightsaber to the side in the ultimate act of heroic compassion. Which one? Which ultimate act of heroic compassion are you talking about? Where he chucked it over his shoulder in The Last Jedi? Are you saying you just loved Luke since The Last Jedi last fucking year? I have Star Wars shirts older than your love of the franchise. Why about this new one? For crying out loud, lady. If you loved him since he first tossed his lightsaber to the side, are you really which instance are you talking about? Because that's the only one I can think of where he just flings it over his shoulder. Oh, Lord. If you're sensitive enough that it does ruin him, you might need to step away from YouTube for a bit. Oh, it doesn't ruin it for me. Well, you know what? It's your attitude that's ruining it. It's not so much the fact that they're redoing it. It's not so much the fact. It's the provocational attitude of a lot of the SJW sort of Star Wars fans that are out there. Oh, Lord. So sorry this video went on a little long, but man, this stuff just pisses me off. What do you guys think? Are we just so sick of this male bashing and shit? Like, I'm a woman and I'm offended by this stuff. I'm tired of this. I've studied human psychology, sociology, all of these aspects of humanity, and this little gang up bully mentality is sadly part of our evolution. It comes from our very tribalistic nature where it's like, oh, us versus them, except now it's kind of like coming into our fandoms that we used to be able to escape that shit from. You know, we used to be able to have some sort of escape from politics and sports and all these things, and we could be like, oh yeah, well, at least there's Star Wars, at least there's Star Trek. But no, now they're infesting all of these things too, and this is why we're upset all of a sudden, because now the tribalism and shit has infested our little group, our little culture, you know, and we have all these new people coming in culturally appropriating our shit. And they need to stop. They need to back off. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Man, I wanna see somebody just slap the crap out of Rey, because, you know, it's acceptable to slap somebody in the face in this day and age now, according to Kate Gardner on the Mary Sue, that, you know, it's not going to diminish her character if you all of a sudden you slap Rey in the face. And I'm talking the character, never the actress, obviously. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see somebody just slap Rey's character in the face, or Rose, any of them, because, you know, they're equal to men after all. They're just as good, and they can take a slap in the face too, according to this person. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!